TIL of Snickers salad, a dish from the Upper Midwestern United States often served at potlucks that consists of chopped up Snickers bars, Granny Smith apples, Cool Whip, and pudding. Popular lore states it is either a salad or a dessert depending on which end of the table it is sitting at. Ah yes, because you can have anything unhealthy ever in your life a couple times a year without saying this is why people are obese. The Snickers salad probably costs less than a family pack of boneless skinless chicken breast. That's why people are obese, because actual real food is ungodly expensive and the cheap shit is bad for you. You guys do realize that this isn't eaten every day, right? That's like you have a Thanksgiving feast every other day. Just let people have a little indulgence every now and then. I'm from Upper Michigan. I've eaten this stuff at many a Upper luncheon or Sunday church potluck. It's terrific. My own mom never made it, to my knowledge, but some aunt or grandma always came through. Naturally you get one spoonful per person and it goes on a plate with the rest of your food or it gets saved in the fridge for dessert. Even as a chubby kid I never got more than a small helping. One salad bowl's worth for a dozen people was usually about right. But hear what is meant by pudding in this? In the UK a pudding can either be another name for dessert course, or a type of savoury or sweet dish made of pastry baked good, e.g. a steak and kidney pudding is a baked pastry savoury dish, or sticky toffee pudding is a steamed sponge sweet dish. For us a pudding isn't a single thing but a broad descriptor of something in the same league as tart or pie or cake. I knew of its existence but reading the ingredients I want to throw up in my mouth, no offense to anyone who likes it. I'm sure I grew up with good that would horrify others like gefilte fish. If this was made with fresh whipped cream and not Cool Whip that might help. It's just that Cool Whip is the equivalent of Crisco and corn syrup. Just beyond the population centers getting fresh fruit and vegetables is still difficult. Unless you have a garden to grow them. My small town grocery store only had fresh produce a couple days a week. Besides apples, which were usually available. So this is a simple and tasty salad you can make with available ingredients. My kid was excited to make it for us, and we indulged him. It was too sweet for me, but I was still proud of him for finding a recipe and following it and wanting to do something nice and make it for us. He was maybe 13 when he did that, and I think he still makes it sometimes now as an adult. I've lived in Minnesota pretty much my entire life. I'm 44 and have never even heard of this, let alone seen one at a potluck. I'm not surprised it exists though, because Minnesota is also home to the disgusting vile vomit otherwise known as tater tot hot dish. In Minnesota it's always with the salads. I refuse to touch this stuff. Even worse is Oreo salad. It's always placed with the salads. It consists of vanilla pudding, Cool Whip and crushed Oreos. The dessert section is reserved for the assortment of bars. I brought this to a few cookouts potlucks as a dessert, not a salad, but as no one here has ever heard of it before. Without fail, it sits there untouched until someone is adventurous enough to try it, then word spreads and the bowl is empty. We Midwesterners have a lot of salads that don't look anything like what you'd find in a healthy cookbook. Also, if it says casserole there's a pound of cheese in that thing and whatever calorie count you're thinking, just go ahead and double it. Maybe this is new or maybe Northern Illinois isn't far enough north, but I was raised there in the 1950s and never heard of it. I have no doubts that if it was a thing back then, I would have known about it. We only had frozen Snickers on sticks. Beadle and Hollis's comment on this one cracked me up. Is it good? No. Is it bad? No. It's sugar, go ahead, feed this to a child. You're going to eat them into orbit. Goodbye Johnny. Starts at 2:11 in this video. Pineapple pretzel salad is good too. Crushed pretzels toasted with butter and sugar, mixed in with cream cheese, more sugar, and whipped topping. Add in crushed pineapple, even more sugar. Delicious, but a diabetic's worst nightmare. Huh, the Midwest. Whoa. A bunch of sweets came over 200 years ago and got fat and ugly. Hey! I loves it. There's a woman from Minnesota I think on TikTok Instagram who makes all kinds of Midwestern salads that will give you diabetes. She goes by that Midwestern mom and the bulk of the account is in character and hysterical. I'm from the Upper Midwest. We get Italian customer in for work periodically, and we always make them Snicker salad lol. It's kind of a running joke at this point, but they always look forward to it when they visit. Hey, it's an salad, so it's healthy. I live in the Upper Midwest and have had it before. I will take a tiny bit to make everyone happy, but it's packed with sugar, and the texture is terrible. In the Midwest, anything with lettuce, mayonnaise, fruit, jello, or a Cool Whip that you can scoop in a bowl is a salad. If you chop up a BLT into bits and put it in a bowl, it counts as 3 salads. My grandmother has always made a version of this but called it Waldorf salad, and it included green jello nuts. Made in a bundt cake pan. Refused to eat it for years as a child, but now I love it. This is absolutely delicious. I can't figure out how people commenting cannot immediately tell it's clearly a dessert, and not an actual salad. I have eaten this in similar fare in Ontario, Canada. I have a homemade cookbook from somebody who has always lived in the Midwest. Looking through it made me realize that what they consider a salad is nothing like what I consider a salad. Former Minnesotan here, Snicker bar salad was always served at Aunt Betty's house. My mom's specialty was orange and pineapple jello with grated carrots, crushed pineapple, and walnuts. As a non-American, Jesus Christ, the sugar levels and sweetness alone would make me sick after one bite. It sounds so overly and sickly sweet it rolls into sounding disgusting. It's delicious. There's another one called cookie salad that has Keebler fudge striped cookies, and I can't remember what else. It is almost as delicious as the Snickers salad. I am from the Midwest and my mom makes this. It is delicious, but yes, obviously very unhealthy. Sadly, this would be considered a salad and not a dessert where I come from. Honestly, this isn't terrible. For some reason I was expecting the white part of it to be cottage cheese, which would be pretty on brand for mid-century Midwestern dishes. Never heard of this, but my family made 7-Up salad. Consisted of whipped cream, marshmallows, pistachios, pistachio pudding and pineapple chunks. Gross and delicious. Minnesotan here, and I've definitely encountered this salad in Cool Whip fruit salad at potlucks. I hate Cool Whip, so I've never eaten any of these types of foods. America is so lucky to get immigrants from outside of North or Europe. Their cuisine would be complete garbage without Italians, Mexicans, and Asian immigrants. I'm from Ohio and, while I've never had this, this is the most Midwestern thing I've heard of after Carhartt clothing and the concept of seasonal depression. I grew up near St. Louis and occasionally would have this, or some variation, at family gatherings. It is good, but definitely fits in the dessert category. Being from Minnesota, it's always a fun ending to Thanksgiving or a local outdoor summer event. You get a good bite of an apple and a hint of Snickers, bang! Having read that and the other related dishes from that page, it blows my fucking mind that Americans are audacious enough to say English food is shit. I've lived in Kansas my entire life and was just introduced to this last year. It's likely going to make an annual appearance at Thanksgiving time. That sounds quite nice actually. I don't know what Cool Whip is, but I imagine it's just a very thick cream. I also have no clue what pudding is. There's something very similar in my wife's family, but it's vanilla pudding, Cool Whip, pineapple, mandarin oranges, and fudge striped cookies. If you replace the Snickers with pecans, the Cool Whip with balsamic, and the pudding with leafy greens, this would actually be pretty healthy. I've never heard of this being called a salad. I've never actually even heard it called a name. It's just always appears as is amazing. Man, I forgot this stuff existed. I've had it and lived in WANCO. Family lineage goes back to Ohio though. I gotta get me some. And people from there seriously think it's a conspiracy they are fat, know someone with obscure cancer, or know someone who has diabetes. My mom makes this all the time at family gatherings, and it's disgusting. You really have to like sweets to like it. I don't touch it. I fucking hate that the US likes to dunk on the UK for their cuisine when you have muck like this, deep fried butter, and Paula Deen. Midwesterners need a sanity check because there is no way in fucking hell that that is a salad or should ever be considered one. From the Upper Midwest, I can confirm that this was a staple at every family gathering and is delicious. Also, it is a dessert. I live in an Upper Midwest state, and I've never heard of this. Boo-oot. I'd be more than willing to try it lol. Why do Americans label things as salads when there isn't any in there? Like bean salad. It's beans, pasta and mayonnaise. There's a TikToker who creates a lot of these salads, and even she admits when some of these concoctions are just nasty. As someone doing keto, this is the devil. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good, but the carbs have to be in the hundreds. Sounds like one of those Great Depression recipes. Something made more out of desperation than actually being appealing. Maybe it tastes good, but I could not eat a salad or dish or whatever with a Cool Whip and pudding base. That's gross. I misread it as Snickers salad and thought that they were chopping up fucking shoes and making them into salad lamau. It's not like I'm not believing the good folks that are saying that it's delicious. But it just looks cursed. Not to be confused with Oreo fluff, which is just the same with Oreos instead of apples and Snickers. It's a Midwestern salad. They usually don't have much in the way of greens and are often dessert. Lol. As the descendant of poor white trash, I am confident saying this was invented by poor white trash. I've lived in Minnesota my entire life and I've never laid eyes on a Snickers salad. Sounds weird. I had Cool Whip once by accident and holy shit, I don't understand how anyone can swallow that shit. If you want to know why there's an obesity diabetes epidemic, this is a good place to start. Lol. This is not a dish, it's just some sugary shit thrown together with apples added for the illusion. Iowa here. My mother-in-law always put way more pudding than Cool Whip in it. Hers was the best. Given that it's from the Midwest, I'm shocked they don't have ranch dressing in there somewhere. This reminds me of that Bill Cosby bit where he gives his kids chocolate cake for breakfast. I don't know where you're getting your lore from, but no one actually thinks this is a salad. I've no idea what Cool Whip is, but on reading that, I said it was Stewie's voice. My ambrosia-eating southern ancestors are asking, why didn't we think of this first? Yeah, Americans literally keep one-upping ourselves when it comes to unhealthy shit lol. Of course there will be salad at the picnic. All food is served in a salad here. It's like the Good Earth salad that is just cheese, toffee, and gummy bear worms. The Waldorf salad suffered mightily on its journey to the American heartland. Sweet potato pie, either a vegetable or dessert, depending when it is set out. Lived in Minnesota my whole life. I've not once encountered this monstrosity. It sounds weird, but damn does this slap. Goes great with tater tot hot dish. I've got a major sweet tooth and would never eat an amalgamation like this. There's not a single reality in which this is a salad and not a dessert. Stairs in Southern, this is why we ask you all to bring drinks or chips. What is pudding in this context, as it can mean many things in the UK? It's better if you make it with vanilla pudding rather than Cool Whip.